The Rabbi Shmuley Show on Oprah Friends. Welcome, everybody, for a live show from the nation's capital, which is not just Washington, D.C. is not just the capital of the great United States. It is also the capital of XM satellite radio.
In reality, a series of administrations have tried to talk to Iran, and none tried harder than the Clinton administration. In 1998, the Secretary of State made a public overture to the Iranians, laid out a roadmap to normal relations, and for 2 years tried to engage. The Clinton administration even lifted some sanctions. And Secretary Albright apologized for American actions going back to the 1950s. But even under President Qatar, a man, by all accounts, less radical than the current president, Iran rejected these overtures. Even so, we hear talk of a meeting with the Iranian leadership offered up as if it were some sudden inspiration, a bold new idea that somehow nobody has ever thought of before. Yet it's hard to see what such a summit with President Ahmadinejad would actually gain, except an earful of anti-Semitic rants and a worldwide... Such a spectacle would harm Iranian moderates and dissidents as the radicals and hardliners strengthen their position and suddenly acquire the appearance of respectability. Rather than sitting down unconditionally with the Iranian president or supreme leader in the hope that we can talk sense into them, we must create the real world pressures that will peacefully but decisively change the path that they are on. Essential to this strategy is the UN Security Council, which should impose progressively tougher political and economic sanctions. Should the Security Council continue to delay in this responsibility, the United States must lead like-minded countries in imposing multilateral sanctions outside the UN framework. And we have an additional task. In the summer of 2006, Hamas and Hezbollah kidnapped 3 young Israelis, Gilad Shalit, Eldad Regev, and Ehud Goldwasser. They've held them ever since. I met with the families of 2 of these men in December 2006 and heard firsthand about their ordeal. I committed them to bring attention to their situation, to insist that the Geneva Conventions are observed and call for the swift release of these men. Matter of great importance to the security of both America and Israel is Iraq. You would never know from listening to those who are still caught up in angry arguments over yesterday's options. But our troops in Iraq have made hard-won progress under General Petraeus' new strategy. Political leaders have moved ahead, slowly and insufficiently, forward nonetheless. Sectarian violence has declined dramatically. Sunnis in Anbar province and throughout Iraq are cooperating in the fight against al-Qaeda and Shia extremist militias. No longer control Basra. The Maliki government and its forces are in charge. Al-Qaeda terrorists are on the run, and our troops are going to make sure that they never come back. Together, by shared ideals, by shared adversity, we have been comrades in struggle and trusted partners in the quest for peace. We are the most natural of allies. Like Israel itself, that alliance is forever. Thank you.
Just remind me of your name one more time.
Amy Ryer.
Amy Ryer is Director of Women's Programming at XM.
Yes.
Thank you very much. And what a nice welcome you guys gave me here. Normally, they I mean, they have my mug shot from the FBI most wanted, but
Well, you look very friendly and relaxed, I think, in that
yeah,
picture.
look at that. I look a little bit pregnant. They
I don't
say
think so.
It brings
I
out the
think you
blue in
look-
your
I
eyes.
think
they
you
say
actually
you
look-
can. They
it's very
say
manly.
they say you can't be a little bit pregnant, but in my case,
We're happy to have you here. I hope that you've enjoyed
you.
the studios
Oh,
and
this-
everything.
Here.
we're in President Lincoln's cottage at the Soldiers' Home. This is where he wrote the Emancipation Proclamation. He used to come here in the summer months because it was cooler. We're still in Washington, but slightly higher elevation. And Lincoln loved this place, and they just made it into a Lincoln Museum. It opened about a year ago, I think, and I saw it in the New York Times. I wanted to come here. I had always read about this in Lincoln biographies. So, then, I used to come and visit. You come here on horseback.